Yesterday, as it was the last day of 2020, and also for welcoming 2021, we did a brief session on Mahasiddha family together with um, Guru Rinpoche Yeshe Tsogyal, and especially from those Mahasiddhas from Mahasiddha family who have influenced, who have blessed Pemako Sangha and each one of us this year in different situations, different ways. And as a follow-up for that, I felt like taking three Hindu Mahasiddhas. You can find pictures of Patanjali, Krishna, and Babaji if you open that Dropbox link in the chat window. So there's a separate folder in that. That's the same deity folder that we've used all week. So you can find a subfolder entitled Mahasiddhas. And there is Krishna, pictures of Krishna, Babaji, and Patanjali. So take a look. So I was planning that we could practice Guru Yoga with all three. And since we are not in a hurry, we will give a proper time for each one. So maybe I'll just mention a few words about who they are. So Krishna is very famous in the world. You know, he's the same master who Hare Krishnas turn to for blessings. He lived several, or is several the world, like 4,000-5,000 years ago, approximately. And Bhagavad Gita, that scripture, which is really probably the most widely spread Hindu text still today, it is centralized on the figure of Krishna. So there's a story throughout Bhagavad Gita, this scripture, where there is a war or battle going on, and Krishna is it's obviously like a analogy for internal struggle, internal battle. And Krishna is the figure, the guru, who is asked for advice throughout the text, throughout the battle. Bhagavad Gita. I'm sure you all know about Bhagavad Gita. And then there is Babaji or Kriya Babaji. You can see his picture. Babaji is much less well known, but nevertheless a very significant Mahasiddha master. And there is very little known about him, his life. There are some versions of biographies of his life. One of them puts him on the 3rd century after Christ, when it's said that as a boy he was kidnapped, but then kidnapped to become a slave, but then he was bought by a rich merchant, which allowed him to get free from being a slave. And then he became a yogi, and then he attained Mahasiddhahood really quickly, probably because of the suffering he felt as a slave. And in modern times, Babaji is really well known through, as you notice in the front of the name, there is the word Kriya. So Kriya literally means action with awareness. Kri syllable comes from the same, it's the same root syllable as in the word karma. So it means action, and ya means awareness. So, and this word kriya, it's you know, in the late 19th century, he gave some long lost teachings to a Bengali man called Lahiri Mahashaya, and Babaji asked Lahiri Mahashaya to revitalize this tradition of what he called Kriya Yoga, which is a like a tantric Hindu tantric method, which is also the way how I got introduced to tantric practices in this life. And because of this connection in my life, Babaji was the first one. He was the first master who I practiced tantric guru yoga with. So when I got to know about guru yoga practice, I literally didn't drop his mantra, didn't stop being in tune with him for 2 years straight. This was 2006, starting from 2006. And also, actually, I was just thinking about this as I was remembering Babaji. He was one of the masters when I started teaching in 2008. He was one of the masters who, or the first master who we turned to in our practice, in our Sangha. There are a couple of people who started practice already back then, 2008, 9. And as I was remembering Babaji and the way how I started teaching and the way how our method started, I remembered that one of my spiritual name is Baba Nanda. People used to call me Baba before, and that Baba is through Babaji. Baba Nanda means like bliss through Babaji. So I got that name from Sivakami, who was my teacher, American lady who passed away over 10 years ago, and she gave me that name. And then the third one is Patanjali. Patanjali. I couldn't find a bigger or a better picture of Patanjali, but I felt that that picture connects with his energy. He looks in that picture how he feels like, very, very kind-hearted and clear spirit. And I mentioned Patanjali yesterday briefly, and he's the author of the famous Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, which, Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is discussed, it's probably the most read Hindu scripture nowadays. But, if you discuss with any serious asana hatha yoga practitioner, they will know about Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. So it's like a concise collection of teachings. I don't remember, maybe about 200 stanzas or something like this. And there are many different translations, English translations, also in other texts available, and also some commentaries. Though the commentaries usually aren't that good because of some basic misunderstandings what is meant, what was meant originally by Patanjali. So here we have Krishna, Babaji, and Patanjali. You can look at the pictures a couple of moments before we take this into practice. Okay. Oh yes, maybe I should type the mantras before we start. Can you turn off your mics, please? So these are very simple mantras. Like always, there are, you know, just like with everything, it can be everything in terms of mantras, can be very short, very concise, or can be 100 pages long if we want. I prefer to have short ones because I think that it's more suitable for lay people, when you are washing dishes or uh, doing your work or whatever activities, if you have a very long mantra that you're chanting, like, for example, like 100 syllable Vajra Sattva mantra, which is the most used mantra in Tibetan Vajrayana, you will constantly get distracted from it because you're interrupted by something in the middle of it because it's so long. It takes half a minute or a minute to go through in your mind. So it's much easier to get back to if you have very short ones. Namo Kriya Babaji, Namo Guru Krishnaye, Namo Patanjaliye. So just to explain this a little bit, you could say Namo Guru Babaji, or the reason why I put Guru in front of Krishna is because of the number of syllables. Namo Guru Krishna Ye. 8 beats, so it's easy to recite. Namo Kriya Babaji, Namo Guru Krishnaye, Namo Patanjaliye. 4 beats, so that's why I rendered it like that. All right, so let's start with Babaji. You can first relax a few moments. Recognize the space of all living things, all beings included. Starting from the steep end with absolute bodhicitta. I would like to, Babaji's presence is already in the air, but I would still like to ask blessings from Kriya Babaji, my dear friend and master, who has blessed me so many times, countless times, helped me countless times, and helped also our Sangha members. So I would like to ask Babaji's blessings and help for everyone present, for the sake of all sentient beings. Namo Kriya Babaji. Namo Kriya Babaji. Namo Kriya Babaji. Simply feel Babaji's presence, his blessings coming to you. His presence is thick in the air. Very, very soft, isn't it? Soft like soft cotton. charged with immense kindness and purity. Kindness that is completely pure. If you are not, if you are uncertain, if you don't feel like you connect, you can get the charge from me. You can look at my picture, or you can feel yourself and myself sitting together, as if on a coffee table, sitting together, just next to each other. It really feels fantastic for me to. I think that many of you haven't met Babaji before, haven't practiced Guru Yoga with him, and it's an immense pleasure, immense joy for me personally to be part of you experiencing his presence the first time, because he is a really old friend of mine and really good friend. Let's chant Babaji's mantra for a little bit. Namo Kriya Babaji. 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 Babaji. Namo Kriya 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 Babaji. In his presence, as I already mentioned, there is this immense softness and really sweet type of kindness. A real sweet presence. And very fine also. Fine, sweet perfume. If you wish to um, make the charge stronger, you can chant Babaji's name, his mantra, silently in your mind for some time, inviting him again. Stay with Babaji, lying down about 20 minutes. I'll let you know when to get up.